With training camp underway for the Denver Broncos, there are multiple players making a strong case for the roster. For each player that is rising, there is, of course, one player they are pushing down and putting in jeopardy of possibly making the roster. On offense, wide receivers Trinity Benson and Kendall Hinton are both making a strong case for the Broncos roster. They have both been reliable, consistent, making big plays, and showing they can even work on special teams, making themselves even more valuable. With those two rising up, they are pushing down Deontay Spencer and Tyree Cleveland. Both have dealt with an injury recently. While Cleveland has dealt with drops before getting hurt, Spencer is a returner only that needs to show more on offense to secure his spot, with Benson standing out as a kick returner. Mike Boone has really separated himself as the number 3 running back for the Broncos with his speed and big play potential. There is a clear pecking order at running back, with Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, and Boone being the top 3. This likely means the end of Royce Freeman, but that has largely been expected by Broncos fans and analysts. While he may do enough to make the practice squad, it is hard to imagine he doesn't get a shot elsewhere on a different team's roster. There is also a battle going on for the starting right tackle job, and Calvin Anderson is fighting hard to earn that job. While he seems to be lagging behind some there, he has seemingly cemented himself as the backup swing tackle, getting reps as a second-team left tackle. That is bad news for Cameron Fleming, who was brought in to compete for the starting right tackle job along with Bobby Massey. While Massey is starting to separate for the starting job, Fleming has dealt with an injury as Anderson has separated for the backup job. On the defensive line, McTelvin Agim and Marquise Spencer have really stood out as they try to make this roster. As a result of their play, they are pushing Shamar Stephen, the veteran defensive lineman, down and possibly off the roster, as he is what he is at this point of his career. Andre Mintz is making a push to be that 5th edge rusher for the Broncos as an undrafted free agent. Meanwhile, Derek Tuska is lagging behind Mintz and Jonathan Cooper, who have separated for that 4th and 5th edge rusher spot. While Kerry Vincent has missed a lot of practice with an injury and being on a reserve list, that has opened the door for a new corner. Rogesterman Ferris was recently signed by the Broncos and made an impact quickly for them and performed like he has been in the defensive scheme for a long time. Finally, there is the safety position, where Caden Stearns has been really impressive and has the defensive playbook down already. Trey Marshall has managed to stick around the Broncos for a couple years, but with Stearns standing out, his spot is possibly in jeopardy. There is still a lot of time left for much to change, which includes the very important preseason games, which will be vital when determining the winners of these battles. This is just how things stand currently for the Broncos after almost 2 weeks of camp, and as they prepare for their first preseason game. For Mile High Huddle, I'm Erick Trickel.